What up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Film Bros podcast. I'm your host, JP. This is my co-host, Josh.
Hello.
And we're back to bring y'all the news, okay? We're about to let y'all know what has come out today, the new, and yeah. Shout out to the 20th episode. This is the 20th episode, a milestone. Just learned that a few seconds ago, so yeah, let them know where they can find us. We got to keep it moving.
All our episodes are on YouTube, FilmBros Podcast. We're on Twitter for I don't know how much longer that app will be up. It's kind of in flames right now. We're on TikTok again. Both TikTok and Twitter are at FilmBros Podcast. We're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Same handle, FilmBros Podcast. Go check us out. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So yeah, just find us there. Leave us comments, follow, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and we will continue to give our opinion. Correct?
Yeah.
Alrighty, let's start jumping right into it then. First things first, I kind of wanted to talk about the inflated budget for the new Baby Groot movie. Just kidding. It's Fast X. Vin Diesel. Bald-headed Vin Diesel. He got pay raised. Got the main cast pay bump because of like inflation and how long the movie's taken to be made and everything like that. It got bumped up and now it's at $340 million.
God damn.
Yeah, man. He's really going all out on this Fast X. RP Paul Walker, but apparently it's because he wanted this.
He wanted up to 10 movies.
That's what Vin Diesel says. It's for his buddy Pablo.
I don't know, man. Maybe if he was still alive to enjoy it, but I don't know. I don't know. It's weird.
What happened in the last one didn't really wow me too much, so I'm not really so much excited for this one. I just want to see how it's gonna end, if it really is gonna end. Yeah, Baby Groot needs to figure this out. He needs to finish the movie and stop spending all that dough, bro. Like, at this point, I don't know who was in the right, The Rock or Vin Diesel. I don't know.
Man, I don't even know. That drama is something else. He won't even come back to do episode 10. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, they couldn't afford him anyways. All the money's going to everything else.
Yeah, probably makes sense.
Yeah, man. Yeah, they gotta figure that out. They're really bumping up that budget.
That's a lot of fucking money, though.
Yeah, man. I think like a Marvel movie is like $200 million.
Jesus, what are they gonna do? They're gonna go to Mars? What the fuck?
I can't even tell you. But we'll have to wait and see. Fast X is going to be a two-parter. Part 1, Part 2. So, Fast X Part 1, Fast X Part 2. So, why not just call it Part 11, 10 and 11 and be like, 11 is the movie that we're going to end with? Vin Diesel's a trip. Moving on. Wakanda Forever is thriving right now.
I knew it.
Yep. 400 mil, over 400 mil in the box office on the second week.
God damn.
Yeah, man. Black Adam's dead in the water.
Yeah.
Got smoked.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Yeah, bro. Not very good. But yeah, they're doing very well. So, I mean, I honestly, I didn't think a MCU movie was going to do bad. Obviously, they always make numbers. So, I just find it interesting because a few pods ago, if you guys want to go and check those out, it's on YouTube. I told you that when Wakanda Forever came out, Black Adam was just going to be stumped. And you were like, no, optimistic and shit. Fuck your optimism, bro. No. Black Adam's dead in the water. And Wakanda Forever is thriving right now. Crazy.
Yeah, no. That comes with anything, though. You can't compete with Marvel, period.
Yeah, no.
And like I said, I don't know how it's gonna work in March of next year, but there's too many things stacked it's gonna be a mad competition between companies and stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Movies has just been more and more competitive. It's everybody's trying to do their own saga. Everybody's trying to do their own thing and stuff like that. So Hollywood's getting very competitive, and I think it's stretching itself out a little too far. I kind of wanted to bring this up on the topic of Wakanda and MCU and superhero movies in general. But apparently via fandom from Variety, you know them, right?
Yeah.
Apparently they did a data, and about 36% of Marvel fans are starting to feel basically fatigue from all the TV shows and all the movies that are coming out, and 20% of DC fans have been saying that, which is understandable. They haven't even been fed, so I mean, you can't really be annoyed if you haven't been fed. You know what I mean? So it's maybe the people that 20% is just the people that didn't like the direction that was happening with DC in the beginning. So I mean, but what do you think? Wakanda Forever did numbers regardless, but do you feel that? Do you feel like superhero movies are becoming just redundant over and over, just too much?
I don't think so, man. I just it depends because if it's the same old Marvel formula, which we haven't gotten through Phase 4, even though the shows are kind of like, copy and paste. Like the movies all feel like the director's like vision almost, you know what I mean? Like sure you have to follow the outline of the mouse and fight, but for the most part, as long as you stay in those lines, like you're kind of just golden. You can do what you want. Like Ryan Coogler got his Wakanda Forever. Raimi got his Madness, his Multiverse of Madness. It's just a lot of what is it? Just it's just the way things come together. Like I said, if it's the formula, then it's time to change it. But I wouldn't call it fatigue. But I can see what people mean. There's a lot of shit being pumped out by Marvel right now, and next year it's gonna get crazier. So,
Yeah, I wouldn't call it superhero fatigue because I'm not tired of superhero movies. I think they're great when they're great, and I feel like when a good story is behind them, they do really fantastic. Like Loki was a banger in Phase 4. You know what I mean? Like different movies, and then um when the DCU was happening in the beginning, like I was happy with those movies as well. Um, Even the new ones that are coming out too. DC, I feel like they're keeping it fresh and making it new and making me more interested than what Marvel is. And so I'm not gonna say it's superhero fatigue. I think it's Marvel fatigue altogether because Marvel's just pumping out a lot of stuff, and it's getting to the point where it feels like a chore to watch it, and it's like, dude, like, can we just get, it'd be nice to have some relief and just see some cool action, some nice Marvel stuff, Marvel stories outside the MCU where they can tell different stories, and they could be a little bit more edgier and not feel like they have to save them for another movie down the pipeline. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like that, I feel like that would give it a breath of fresh air. But right now they're sticking to the formula. Oh, actually, with Phase 4, they're trying to do things different, but you can still tell like there's a mandate that they gotta obviously meet. You know what I mean? Like there's criteria, there's boxes to check out before they can even ship anything out.
yeah, no, and that's what I'm thinking about because like, what happens when all these Marvel fans are just like, man, like I don't want to watch this next show just to keep up, like whatever, like this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think there's a difference between like, oh, this show doesn't really interest me, but I know I have to watch it to keep up. And then there's actually people that are like, no, yeah, like I fuck with this character. I can't wait to see their show and this and that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like like She-Hulk. She wasn't my. She's not a character I know too well. But I mean, I had fun watching her show, but it wasn't like that was one I was actually like kind of enjoying and looking forward to every week. As the difference for Agatha Harkness and her show, like I have to watch that to continue. You know what I mean? I don't know. It just depends. I think on what they're pumping out and the characters, because now they're trying to give everyone and their mama a spin-off. It's too much.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm chalking that up to Marvel fatigue. It has to be. I'm not sick of superhero movies. I'm not sick of DC either. At least they're trying to keep it fresh and do things differently. But Marvel is kind of where, and I'm not even trying to be a Marvel hater. I loved Marvel since the beginning. It's just Phase 4 has just felt weird. All the way up into Endgame, it was really good. And I felt like they gave you enough that you wanted more, but they didn't overfeed you where you were like, do I got to watch this one too? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's what I think on that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird because you gotta wonder where the line is and be like, I don't know if I want to watch this show. Not because of interest, but because I don't want to have to watch it to keep up. It's just so weird.
Yeah, man. But speaking of Marvel, we got a couple rumors for a couple shows coming up. Daredevil Born Again may introduce White Tiger, and Jenna Ortega might be.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Might be playing her. It's a rumor right now.
It's fucking cool.
It seems interesting. I like White Tiger. I liked her in she was in the one with Drake Bell as Spider-Man.
Yeah, the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, she was in that one, and I liked her character in that one. So yeah, and then Jenna Ortega, like she's been in a lot of movies. She's right now she's playing Wednesday on the Addams Family.
I can't wait for that show, man.
It hasn't dropped yet.
It comes out the 23rd.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So she's gonna be playing her. She was out in the Fallout. She was in the new Scream movie. She was in the Babysitter movies. Both of them, I believe. So, I mean, she's a really good actress, and I wouldn't mind seeing her in that role, to be honest. I think that she would do great.
Yeah, no, I can see it. That does sound pretty cool.
Yeah. If the rumor's true, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see until more news hits out. I'm pretty sure that would be something Marvel would announce and not keep it hidden. Also, I know you're just saying about Agatha too, but you're gonna love this, maybe. Agatha is just basically, apparently this is the rumor, that it's gonna be a continuation from WandaVision. Some witches are gonna break her out of the spell, and basically Billy's gonna be a student in Westview, and they're gonna go after him. I'm assuming because in the comics he's supposed to be a magic user, so he probably has magic inside of him.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was. You got to see it in WandaVision.
Yeah. So, I mean, that sounds cool. But what about Tommy? That's kind of what I'm thinking too. Are they just gonna like not have him?
Yeah, no, that's weird because you can't. Because I don't know. The comics make it weird because they have the children and then she separates them. The Avengers have them like go away. Other people adopt them, and then they meet up later when they're teenagers and have their powers developed and stuff. So I mean, if that's the route they're going, then that makes sense. But it's weird that it's just Billy.
It seems like it's gonna be a weird like continuity, as well, because if she, where would that? It says it's right after WandaVision, but after WandaVision, isn't that when she started going into the Darkhold and turning evil and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, she was lighting the book, and then I don't know how the spell still works. She trapped her there, and then got rid of the hex around the whole Westview. I don't know how the fuck it's gonna work.
Yeah, and with Billy and Tommy, they're not even in the same. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of interesting. It's gonna, maybe these rumors aren't 100% accurate. Maybe they are, but like I said, they're just rumors, so take them with a grain of salt, and we'll just see what happens. Kind of just leaves you kind of stumped when sometimes the theories don't make sense. Also, Sony is going to be developing multiple live-action Marvel TV shows on Amazon.
God damn it. No.
Starting with Silk Spidey Society.
Oh, actually, never mind. I am A-okay with that. She's dope. She's a dope character.
Yeah. I think it's funny because they're making movies with Marvel in the MCU, and now they're trying to make shows on Amazon. Why not just bust a deal with Disney Plus and make Spidey shows on Disney Plus?
Man, I don't know.
That's
Maybe they're tired of working with Disney.
I don't know. Maybe they're trying to get bags from different places. It's just
I think it's just the way to keep the rights, bro.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to hold on to it as much as possible.
You know, because well, I don't know how the fuck that's gonna work either. Because in the comics, Peter is the one that finds Silk. She's like, okay, so it gets weird. In the comics, they're bit by the same spider, and then what do you call it? She gets trapped away, for I don't know how long. Pretty much until she's like Peter's age in the Amazing Spider-Man comics, and he's like a college student or something like that. And then she breaks out, and because they were bit by the same spider, get this, what do you call it? Their hormones get crazy when they're near each other.
Yeah.
So it drives them to want to like have intercourse and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
They never do it in the comics and stuff because they're like, oh no, we can't, whatever. But again, that doesn't make much sense because without a Peter, how does she exist?
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Yep. I mean, without a Peter, how are all these villains running around? That's kind of my thing too. Sony needs to get it together, man. I'm not following 100%, but Silk does sound like a cool show. Why they're doing it separate from Disney is weird, but I mean, if they get a little bit more money and production value from Amazon, and you know they actually make it look clean, because that Lord of the Rings show looked great. I've seen like screenshots and everything from the Game of Thrones show. That one looks great. Reacher is a great show with like pretty good cinematography too. So like Amazon puts money into their shows.
Yeah, we still got The Boys.
Yeah. Oh yeah, The Boys too. The Boys' production is really great too. So Invincible, even though it's an animation, it's still really good as well.
Animation is fucking phenomenal, man.
Yeah. So Amazon puts some care into it. So maybe that's the reason why too. But yeah, who knows? Maybe it is just a rights thing, and they just don't want to. They just want to keep it away from Marvel as far away from Marvel as he can. So also on the Marvel side, Nate Moore, he's a producer at Marvel Studios. He basically explained, kind of in a short way, explained why they redeveloped Armor Wars from a TV show to a movie. They say they have some great ideas, big ideas, that it just came too restrictive for a TV show, like money-wise. So, does that mean they're going to write a fat check to RDJ and he's going to be a hologram?
Man, I don't know, man.
No, he's going to be in that movie for 2 minutes. Going to get like $5 million.
Oh, yeah, no, he's expensive. But I don't know. It's weird because man, ever since this show got announced, I've been waiting for it to see it, and then it got pushed back because of COVID, and now it's a movie, and that's exciting. But it makes me wonder what the fuck they're gonna do now because I haven't read this story in particular, but Riri's getting a show, so I'm assuming she's gonna pull up with Iron Man's tech, and that's probably gonna be a big reason why they're fighting. Then you still got War Machine, his best friend, and then if my theory's correct, I hope they bring back Justin Hammer. I don't know. It's gonna be a big thing about like who's running shit, I think, with Iron Man's tech and stuff.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I think I kind of thought they should have just made Armor Wars and just called it Iron Man 4. I mean, Armor Wars, to be honest, is, it was for a TV show, right? Armor Wars, it was supposed to be a series. It was probably going to do all that stuff, but now it's going to be a movie. I think they should just call it Iron Man 4. I mean, why not call it? I mean, he's War Machine, yeah, but I mean, he's the Iron Man now, right?
No, it's not about Iron Man. Iron Man is Tony Stark. He's War Machine. They're two different things.
So, like, it wouldn't be, like, cool to just, Like kind of like they're doing with Sam Wilson, calling it Captain America.
Nah, man, I don't think so. I don't think he like knowing War Machine and like Rhodey and stuff. I don't think he'd want to step all over Tony's legacy like that. You know who would though? Justin Hammer. I know he would.
Well, I mean, okay, what if they called it like Iron Man 4 Armor Wars?
It's not about Iron Man.
No, man. I feel like if they would, I feel like they need to call it something. I feel like they should do Iron Man, like call it Iron Man, or I mean War Machine, but I mean it doesn't flow as good as Iron Man. I just feel like it'd be good, and I feel like Rhodey's been waiting for his solo film for forever. So I mean, why not just be like, hey, Iron Man 4, this is your movie. You're basically filling in to that role. You're obviously War Machine, but you're filling into that role, being, replacing him for now until Riri steps up, and then she becomes Ironheart.
I don't know, man. I don't see the vision here.
Damn, just me?
Yes.
All right, I might be crazy, guys, but I mean, I think it should do that. Let me know in the comments if it's true. Another thing too. So there's a rumor going around, came out of a couple sources. So apparently, they were doing reshoots for Aquaman, stuff like that. I mean, it hasn't really been a secret, but apparently it's a big secret. Apparently, Peter Safran has been kind of overlooking all the reshoots and everything. And Amber Heard is still in the movie, but has a reduced role now. And basically, Peter Safran's here to make it more cohesive and flow better and with editing and stuff like that.
I don't have a problem with that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Peter Safran had produced the first Shazam and a couple other DC movies within the DCU. I mean, he's the new head, and if he needs to do the reshoots to kind of make it cohesive to the bigger DCU now, it would be. I kind of feel like he's doing the right thing. I don't know why they were denying reshoots, but like I said, it hasn't really been a secret. Jason Momoa has been kind of posting it. There's been on set leaks of pictures of him doing reshoots and all that, and Ben Affleck having to come back and him doing reshoots with Ben Affleck. It's clearly being reshoots, and to be pushed back all the way to December, I don't think the VFX pipeline's pushing it all the way there.
You just got to keep it on the hush hush, man. That's how it works. These companies try to keep it top secret. It's kind of hard when you got your actors shit in the bed, though. Tom Holland with Marvel and, Aquaman.
Tom Holland with Marvel.
Yeah, him and Mark Ruffalo be shit in the bag with spoilers and shit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, Jason Momoa don't give a fuck.
Well, that's what I mean.
That boy.
Under Marvel, they're like lock and key. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Jason Momoa, he's like, well, fuck yeah, I'm working with Ben Affleck. Let's go. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No complaints there either. So.
Honestly, and he's like, yeah, we're best friends, bro. I'm gonna post this fool.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't think denying it is kind of dumb when we do know, but like again, they do want to try and keep it a secret.
Yeah. And I mean, if they had to do reshoots, because I heard Mara was supposed to be a bigger role in this one, so I'm pretty sure a lot of her scenes were cut, and they were probably having to reshoot it and make do certain things with certain scenes to fix and make up where that lacked. And I mean, she was found guilty, so rightfully so. So they got to do what they got to do, and
I just hope they get a new Mara.
I've been seeing a picture. It's the girl from Game of Thrones, and she's also in Secret Invasion too now. What's her name? Look her up.
I don't know. Who am I looking up?
I'll Google her.
Is she the dragon, the Targaryen or whatever?
She's the one with the white hair in Game of Thrones.
Targaryen.
Yeah, what's her name?
I don't know her name. I know she's like the main one with the dragon.
I was about to say, isn't she like the main Amelia Clark?
Oh, for
yeah,
Mara?
Yeah. There's like little fan arts, and
I wouldn't mind.
I seen it. I was like, yeah, like she look at.
Oh yeah, I don't mind that. That's fine. But like, I don't know. They just gotta like, they gotta get a new Mara because what is Arthur Curry without her? You know what I mean? Well, he's badass and shit, but
Well,
I
he's
mean
gonna
like,
be Lobo soon,
well,
so it don't matter.
it's not gonna be Lobo, man.
Jason Momoa is gonna become Lobo.
What do you call it? Either way, Aquaman still needs Mara.
Yeah, but it sucks that they don't want to move forward with her. But at the same time, I mean,
Gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, it is what it is. Business is business. We also got a first look at Tobin Bell and Saw 10, Saw X.
Saw X.
Yeah. Did you see it?
I did not.
I'll show it to you right now. It's not nothing like big.
Is he tied up to tubes and shit?
No, he's just sitting on a park bench. Look at this man.
Oh.
Look at this dude.
Man, I don't know. This dude better be in a fucking flashback. What if it's like his twin brother?
He's gonna pull a Charles Xavier and transfer his consciousness into his twin brother's body. And
man, we don't talk about that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's been dead since the third one and still comes out in movies. So
I've been dead since the third one, and there's 9 of these fucking movies.
Soon it'll be 10.
Well, yeah, but like, you gotta know when to keep a character dead, man.
He's dead. Flashbacks. He did a lot in his life. Okay.
I don't believe that.
And
shit.
in one of the movies, instead of getting a younger version, he played a younger version and just put his hat backwards, bruh. He put his hat backwards, bruh. Hey, he said cap and put his hat backwards, bruh. And he was just instantly younger. You remember that one?
I know. Which one was that?
That's the one where his wife's having the baby and then like she gets robbed or something and he squishes the door on her.
Oh.
Yeah. He was supposed to be younger. Like way younger. And they just took old Tobin Bell and just told him, put your hat backwards and wear this hoodie. And I was like, bro, what? Great flashback.
This guy.
But yeah, a little fun fact for y'all. So I wanted to talk about this. We're not going to go into detail. I'll probably show you if you haven't seen it. But according to GeekyCast, there's been a big leak. And there's been a big leak of what phase 5 through 7 could look like for Marvel.
Oh shit. Didn't we see 5? Or was that just like
yes, but basically there's a lot with like the gaps in between. Now, take it with a grain of salt, y'all. But I mean, I'll say a few of them, but we're not going to go through everything. Like X-Men 97, they're saying that's coming out in September. For phase 5. New World Order is going to be May 24th. Thunderbolts July 24th. What If season 3 August 2024. For phase 6, they're saying we're getting a Ghost Rider special in October. In 2024. Obviously Deadpool 3 is coming out. We're getting a Nova special in 2025. Still phase 6. Young Avengers series in 2025. We got phase 7 where we got Namor, a Namor series, X-Men series. Those two are like apparently locked in, so that means that they're gonna for sure get done. Black Panther 3 is gonna be in phase 7. Black Knight for phase 7. Doctor Strange 3. So it's a 10 ring series. So there's a few out there. There's a long list, honestly. That was just a few of them, but I'm sure not all of them are going to be made. I'm sure they're going to pick and choose which one's going to be the better route to go down. And it's a everyday cycle. Like if something happens where they have to change courses really quick, that whole lineup's going to shift regardless. It's kind of early to I mean, I'm sure they're planning this all out, but if anything happens, shit's gonna shift regardless. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's there's a lot of big names coming down the pipeline.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know, man. All that shit sounded cool, but I don't know. Not until something official happens, because I know at Comic-Con they were dropping all this good shit, for 5 and 6, like Secret Invasion and shit like that. Which I'm excited for that show, if I'm being for real. I don't know. What I do want to know is where the fuck is that Punisher shit coming through? Because I don't know if you saw that picture of him with his trainer.
Oh yeah. Well, apparently he might be in Daredevil Born Again.
That would be
So,
fucking sick.
um, that's a rumor from a while ago, but apparently he's gonna be put in there because they wanted to put Jessica Jones in there, but because of some issues with like filming and stuff, like I guess she's contracted somewhere else, they couldn't get her, so they're gonna probably put John Berthal.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with that. I just want to know when he fits in because I want to see more of him. 2 seasons, or I guess 3 seasons ain't enough.
Well, I mean, I'm hearing good things from the Echo series, and I mean, Daredevil's gonna be in that one. So is Fisk. So I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be. I'm sure that's gonna fill us up until Daredevil Born
And
Again.
it's actually really cool that we're seeing all this groundwork shit now because you know grounded characters didn't feel grounded. So if you get what I'm saying, like Hawkeye, for example, we got him grounded in his show, but what was he doing before before the Avengers and stuff? You know what I mean? He was a Shield agent, but we didn't see much of him. He pretty much showed up around the Avengers and stuff, but he's like a street level hero, like Daredevil, street level, Punisher, Captain America is also, but I mean he had to hold that shit with Hydra.
I don't think Marvel's been able to handle ground level well, and I feel like that's where Daredevil from Netflix, the first 3 seasons, came in clutch because that's all they had to work with. You know what I mean? All they had to work with was them doing all that. Him being a street level, you know, not that much CGI, make him do his own fights, stuff like that. Blah blah blah. Him, who we saw in She-Hulk, yeah, he could probably do that in the show, in the Netflix one, but he was like extra acrobatic, extra this, extra that. You know what I mean? Makes it kind of like it doesn't hold that kind of weight that it had in the Netflix show when I seen him in She-Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So and then yeah, like you said with Clint, with Black Widow too, like yeah, I don't think Marvel's able to do grounded because I mean the Black Widow movie, this girl hit everything on the way down when she jumped off that one building, and she survived. There's no way. There's no way. No, if you guys haven't seen that, y'all need to watch that shit. There's no way. She should have died there and not in Endgame.
Yeah, and we don't even know if she has the super soldier serum in her, because in the comics she's also one. So it's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like it's good that we're seeing that groundwork coming through now because now we got characters to protect that little shit. Daredevil, Punisher, Spider-Man is supposed to also. Fuck you, Sony.
Damn. Well, hopefully, yeah, they get the groundwork right with this one, and we'll just be keeping an eye out on these phases. But I just wanted to run those leaks by you, and I'll show you the full list later. But yeah, that it's a long list.
Sounds exciting though.
Yeah.
Show me DC's.
It's a blank sheet of paper with a giant picture of Lobo on it. Also, with the Disney side, we just seen that new Elemental trailer. It looks like another Disney movie. Like, you know what I mean? It kind of reminded me of Inside Out, but with elements and stuff. The world building just in the trailers, like it looks really like Disney knows how to do that shit. Like do that world building, or Pixar, I believe Pixar is making this one. Like they know how to make that shit look beautiful, and they do. Like it was creative because they were like in a train, and you know there were certain people sitting certain things, doing certain things. When water hit the dirt, like grass grew, you know what I mean? And it's interesting, and it's gonna be interesting. I know it's gonna be like a love between opposites, which is fire and water, and I think it's gonna be a good movie. It's gonna be a tearjerker, 100%.
You know, it does look good. And that's, I don't know. I don't watch many kids movies these days. Uh, that's probably not true, but it looks pretty good. I no complaints. The world building does look good. Just that trailer alone looked pretty fucking solid. I don't know what it is, but they they're just they just do that shit, man.
It's because Pixar knows how to do movies.
That's
They
why
know how to do animation.
that's why they just know how to do that shit, man. You can't even talk it because they just know how to do it.
Dog, yes. It's it's great. Go watch the trailer,
You know,
guys.
go see the trailer for yourself. It looks good.
Yeah, very beautiful trailer. Go watch that shit. Also on Disney, it's crazy. All right, I'm gonna pull out the quote too because I just wanted to bring it up. Just it's kind of controversial, so trigger warning just in case. Just in case. So basically, when Raven Simone was asked to come back for Raven's Home, apparently, they asked her and she declined the request to make Raven Baxter gay because, she was like, why, she was like, why, like, why would that happen? And they said, well, because you are. And she said, that's a bad reason. Like, that is basically a bad reason. And I agree. I think, don't get me wrong. I mean, if she wanted to do it, it would have been fine. But it's weird that they would just be like, I don't know. It's weird to see that they just wanted to get. It seemed like they were making that play for that diversity card. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like they were like, oh, you know what would also be good is if she was gay because then that would attract more people, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It just shows, in my opinion, how Disney's willing to reach far to get those certain groups and stuff like that, and even willing to make, somebody could have taken it differently and been like, hey, it's just Disney trying to make money. I want to make money. Fuck it, But some people don't like being exploited that way, and want to stand up for themselves and be like, well, no, she wasn't like that before. She's not gonna be like that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that honestly that sounds fucked because in the old show she was like trying to get with boys and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember if they ever touched up on anything like that that's serious.
Never.
Like I can't remember the last show that did that. I know Boy Meets World didn't when that show was coming out. That show touched up on a lot of dramatic stuff. But I don't know. That's just so weird because first it'd be out of left field, and to wanna like capitalize on like someone's sexuality when that has nothing to do with the character they're playing is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if she wanted to do it, fine. But it's just weird that they want to offer that to her, and then be like, "Oh, it's because you're gay, like in real life," and that's just weird.
Yeah, like I said, it just seems like Disney trying to cash grab and pull from different sides. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I guess smart tactic from a business perspective, but you gotta think about the fans, man. It's kind of weird. And then the people that are giving their talent and putting their all into these shows, and for them to just be used to be exploited is kind of, you know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah,
it's not good.
It's weird, and I got no other way to put it. It's just fucked because like you didn't have to do that with her, and if Disney really cared about their diversity like that, they'd either
they would have done it from a long time ago.
Yeah,
Raven would have been gay in the first time around.
Yeah, either that or like if she chose upon herself, fine. Or I know most people don't like when people say this, but they could have made a new character and been like, hey, this person's queer or gay, whatever,
Exactly.
and get someone to play that, not just force it onto a character that has never shown that kind of thing before, and B, because the actress is gay. Really, like that just sounds so fucking terrible, dude. I would be fucking embarrassed if I was in that fucking pitch meeting, because holy shit.
Yeah, man. Disney got to do better. Like, money's money, but got to think about the fans. Got to think about the talent. And that basically wraps up our news. But before we go, I wanted to do something different. I wanted to pull up a question that was kind of discussed today on Twitter. I seen half and half reactions. I don't know if I agree with some points or I don't agree with some points. Maybe you can make some sense out of this. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you my POV from it, and then you go ahead and you let me know your thoughts when I'm done. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you the question now. Was Ezra Miller miscast as Barry Allen within the DCEU? Now, some people say that he's not that Barry Allen in the comics that, acts a certain way, has the gold hair, white, he's the comic relief in the movies, but, like he's supposed to be the comic relief, but also like preppy and, you know what I mean? Doing all this, the way I envision him is from the Justice League series.
Yeah.
So I agree. I don't feel like Ezra Miller fits that narrative, but I think that a lot of the characters in the DCU in the beginning did not match that character until Zack Snyder's Justice League. Now, I believe that Zack Snyder was trying to build up to them getting to, the way that they are in the comic books and stuff like that, but start them off on a rocky path to build them up to that point. Kind of like how the CW was like, oh, we need them to earn the gold boots. So now eventually in season 7 that we're going to, put on the gold boots after multiple seasons, you finally earned it or whatever, right? I think that's what they were going for, and I think that people were impatient and did not want to see that and just wanted to see Barry Allen being Barry Allen. How and I know you don't like when we compare DC to Marvel, but it's always gonna happen, unfortunately. But like kind of like how in Iron Man, you got RDJ acting the way that he's supposed to, stuff like that, like from the comics. I mean, he did it so well that he literally embodies that character now. But I like Ezra's take on this one. And I think, though I do believe maybe looks-wise he could be seen as miscast, but I think story-wise and arc-wise, I think he would have made a perfect Flash if given the time to build up to be that Flash. But what do you think?
I don't know, man. Okay, well, our first introduction to him was Justice League, and I've told you before, he gave me Wally West vibes. But seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League, that has changed. He feels like Barry. He's just not the Barry we know. Like you said, he was going to grow into that. When Bruce found him, he was, what do you call it? He wasn't even a CSI yet. So, like, people are just so impatient, and with the DCU, they wanted to see it eventually, but they could wait 10 years for Tony to die. They just couldn't wait. But I don't think he's a bad casting. I think they, like every actor, they bring what they bring to the table, and that makes the character. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sure, some come out the gate swinging. Henry Cavill is Superman. Perfect example. What do you call it? He feels like Superman. You look at him, he's Superman, right? Depending on who your favorite is, whatever.
Yeah, but even people would say that he wasn't acting as Superman in Man of Steel like he was supposed to. But again, that leads me to my point where I think that all the characters that were being put on there were eventually going to get to that point. And Zack Snyder's Justice League was supposed to bridge that gap in between from that to the newer, hopeful, all this and that. And that's where it happened at the end of that movie. But you know what I mean?
But that's what I mean. If that's the case, then it's not a miscast. What do you call it? That's casting and writing and development. That all goes into that. Miscasting is like saying, oh, what do you call it? Ezra doesn't have blonde hair. He doesn't have blue eyes. He's not this and that. What do you call it? But like he was getting there. He was quirky and he quipped and he made jokes and stuff. He was inexperienced. What do you call it? Because as you can tell, it looks like he doesn't fight. He pushes people and runs away. You know what I mean? Like when we see him in Batman v Superman, all we see in that clip is the Flash just push that guy, save the dude from being robbed, and then go back to his spot. You know what I mean? He's not. He's he's the Flash, but he's also not the Flash. If that makes sense. Um, but yeah, no, that was just gonna be character building and this and that. People were just impatient. I
Yeah,
don't think he
and
was miscast though.
and I think in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he was growing into that person. That's why at the end of the movie, when after he saved everybody, and he was happy that he's becoming somebody, like he's turning his life around. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He's doing what he had to do. Like I said, miscasting wise, in my opinion, I would say maybe comic accuracy on how he looks wise. Sure, I would say maybe they didn't go with it, but Barry Allen wise, I feel like he would make a great Barry Allen if given the time to get to his full arc. That's why I think maybe the Flash film is getting a lot of high test screenings and stuff like that, because I think he's really embodying that character now that it's after the off the heels of Justice League. Like, we don't know what it's following, whether Zack Snyder's or Josh Whedon's, but I think he makes a great Barry Allen.
No, I don't think they were miscast. That term doesn't sit right with me in the discussion. It doesn't make sense to me. I think he does fine, and we have to see him. We saw him shine, but we're now in his own solo film. You know what I mean? He'll have no competition. He's playing the Flash not once but twice. You saw the trailer, you know what I mean? So I don't think there's any doubt once this movie comes out they'll be like, okay, but they just, one, I can only imagine it's because they're controversy, and two, they just didn't like Zack Snyder's Justice League. It has to be one of those two. Unless you have that diehard comic fan where like, oh, he's not blonde and whatever fucking else, you know what I mean?
But yeah, question is for y'all. What do you guys think? Was Ezra Miller miscast in the DCEU? Let us know at FilmBros Podcast on Twitter. Let us comment on our YouTube at FilmBros Podcast. And we're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. So, and if there's any news or anything else that we didn't talk about that you think that we should speak on here on the podcast, go ahead and leave us a comment there as well. Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to subscribe. And yeah, Josh, got anything else?
Nope, that's it. We'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Late.